Welcome to Miss Martin Muses. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses, where we muse upon what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. I'm not entirely sure what this topic makes me think about, what emotion it brings to me, but the educator in me is coming out. Also, I am going to ask people in the chat if you could help me out because I believe I have been having some microphone issues. So if I thought I may have solved it, but if it is something that you can help me with, if I'm coming through clear, if I'm not having, I was having a bit of a crackling sound, I believe earlier. So please let me know if that is the case. If that is the case, why are we talking about psychopaths? I think the world is all turning into psychopaths. And yesterday we were discussing hot sauron. The discussion came up that Galadriel was a psychopath, and I want to give credit where credit is due. It's oh my gosh, what is his name? It's this guy of Antrim. I forget his name, but the link is in the chat. The link is it in the chat? It was in the chat from yesterday's stream. Why, hello there. Bonjour. That is very appropriate, Boosh, because I had some French lunch today. I did. French is good. The howdy says Keck. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Please let me know about the sound. That has been a cause of concern, so much so that I went ahead and I did buy a new microphone, but maybe it's not the microphone. Maybe it is my internet, something. But if you are hearing a crackling sound, please let me know if that is happening. Bush says, speaking of psychos, Elon just fired a bunch of them in Celebrimbor. Oh gosh, isn't that terrible? They just did something terrible to that poor guy. He says, sounds good. You were all jumbled and broken last stream. Yes. Oh, good. Oh man, if this solves the problem, I will be so happy because I was very upset when I went to listen back on it and it was crackling. And folks, it's okay to let me know. All right, thank goodness it's fine because that just makes me feel a lot better. Yeah, it was like some crackling thing, and I don't know where it came from. And it also showed up on another stream that I was on, but no one said anything. So I hope it wasn't too bad. So if this is working, I guess I wasted a whole bunch of money buying a new microphone, but maybe it's good to have a new microphone. It's good. Oh, hello. It is Ryan Roger Athe. Hey, folks, hope all is well. I'm just reading a book. Good. I do endorse reading books. I endorse reading books. Yes, I do. Thank you. And thank you for being here. Again, I apologize if I've been having some sound issues, but if it is solved, I am a very happy camper. But there are some precautions I am going to need to take in the future as I continue with my YouTube channel. Everyone's saying hello to each other. It is Zax. Hey, hello. Thank you. We're going to talk about psychopaths and other people. Some of the characteristics of a psychopath. It is Mr. Brown Alliance and Mike. Sounds great. Thanks be to God. I was so upset. When I realized that I was having crackling. It upset me. Yay. Everyone's saying hi. Triple M. Hello, Zombie Box. Reviews. Sounds good. Bush McFadden said Elon was funding a fully functional gourmet restaurant at Twitter HQ to the tune of $400 per day per person. After that long, he shut it down. Yeah. Well, I mean, no place I have been gives a free lunch. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Or maybe during those staff appreciation things, they would do that during those staff appreciation things. But you got to pay your way, pals. You got to pay your way. Play to pay to play. Well, Shane Nolan is here. Oh my gosh, the whole gang. Well, I'm really happy to see you all, and I want to continue with these musings as much as I can. They do me good, and I hope that maybe it does some of you good. Hello to the chat. Yes, it is. Well, I do have a Google slide presentation. Not too fancy. Eventually, I will maybe get there. But a little bit about what makes a psychopath. Yay. Wait, that's not it. No, it's untitled presentation. I'm going to go ahead and share it. And then I think I need to start the slideshow. There it is. Here we go. Let's look at the common psychopathic traits. Hello, zombie. Hello. Booch McFadden says, considering all the costs that come with a restaurant, $400 seems kind of low than being a major city in California. Yeah, I guess. Oh gosh, everyone is having so much good stuff going on here. Hello, thank you. All right, well, let's look at some common psychopathic traits. And this goes along a little bit with what was going on with we talked about Galadriel. Psychopathic traits commonly include antisocial behavior. That's a good that's a question. What is antisocial? I think we can recognize it when we see it, but sometimes people have things that can be considered antisocial that aren't like weird or anything. But technically, antisocial, that means a dysfunction of a person's way of thinking, perceiving situation, and relating to others. And and then there's treatments. Make an appointment to see a doctor if you have uncontrolled anger. Okay, then it goes on to those. All right, we're not going to cure any antisocial behavioral. My Galadriel was pretty antisocial. Yes, she was. She didn't know how to read a room. She didn't respond appropriately. All those stuff that they. No, no, I don't talk about people if they're not here to defend themselves. And I kind of stay out of all that. But let's see. Psychopathic traits common include antisocial behavior, narcissism. I think that the character of Galadriel certainly did show narcissism. It did occur to me that if there's any psychopaths you know of in real life, we're not going to talk about sociopaths or psychopaths in any periphery. We're going to stick with fictional ones or famous ones. How's that? But narcissism, and narcissism doesn't necessarily mean you're a psychopath, but there are characteristics of narcissism that go along with psychopathy. For example, narcissistic personality disorder in which a person has an inflated sense of self-importance. Oh my gosh. Yeah, or a bully, yeah. See, we already said about Galadriel. Excessive need for admiration, disregard for others' feelings. This is so Galadriel. This is ridiculous. Now, when I say fake, I should say Galadriel. Galadriel. It's not the real one. The Booch McFadden says narcissism is extreme self-love. Yes, yes, it is. Extreme self-love. And an inflated sense that they're important. And it does keep you from developing normal relationships and functioning in society. The thing about narcissism, very much like psychopathy and sociopathy, is that the correct word? Is there is no cure. There because part of the way that you can get out of being this way is you have to acknowledge that you're the problem. And people with these issues, that's one of the characteristics. They won't ever admit they're the problem. It's everyone else. Everyone else is out to get them. So it's almost incurable. Almost incurable. I've talked to some psychologists who have told me that they've never been able to see a psycho or a narcissist or sociopath ever be cured because it's impossible. Booch McFadden says, I have a reprint of the Dali painting, The Metamorphosis of Narcissus. Yes. Just couldn't stop staring at himself until he died. I am so happy I did this test with the microphone. Please tell me if that crackling ever comes back. I don't know what caused it, but I didn't like it. Didn't like it one little bit. Let's see. Is that it? Okay. And then superficial charm. Yeah, they come across as charming at first, so that's why sometimes they can very quickly gather friends or gather a circle around them. They even have what might be characterized as charisma, but it's superficial, it's fake, and there will always be a crack in it. There will always be a crack in this kind of charm. The whole Jekyll and Hyde syndrome, where just suddenly the mask will come down and you'll see them as they are. The and then you realize that the charm is not only is it superficial, but it is often manufactured. What's next? Impulsivity. Yeah, they have these impulses that they can't control. That also applies to Galadriel. Oh dear, if she was very impulsive, wasn't she? And these aren't. This is, of course, is not an exhaustive list. Zombie Box Review says sociopathy is learned behavior. Psychopathy is due to damage to the frontal lobe, so they are born with it. Thank you. Yes, and that's the other thing. What's the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath? Sociopath is learned behavior. Psychopaths, it's it's incurable. It's very creepy. It's very, very creepy. Psychopaths also will go off and become serial killers. For me, I've always had trouble distinguishing between the two. I think most people that I know that I have personally met that have these characteristics are usually sociopaths, not psychopaths, unless I don't know that they're psychopaths. That's what's always a little bit creepy about it. Impulsivity. So, yes, Guy Ladriel definitely has that. Thinking of some other fictional ones like Hannibal Lecter. He was really good, though. He was under control. Oh, except that's how he got caught. He slipped, didn't he? Deep down, they can't always hide it, though he's fictional. BTK, the real one, he allowed himself to get caught because I think maybe his narcissism took over, didn't it? Um, let's see. Bush McFadden says, as EBR, yes, Lecter was a sociopath by the old definition. Buffalo Bill was a psychopath. Bill lacked control. Hannibal had no empathy but tried to fit in. Yeah. Though technically, I think he is a psychopath. And the next characteristic, callous, unemotional traits. Yeah, that's definitely Guy Ladriel. Again, I want to give credit to the Antrim dude. I forget his full name. His video he did about it. Let me look it up so that I can be fair. He did it best, but this just made me want to do this and to recognize sociopaths or psychopaths, because I've learned you cannot reason or cure a psychopath. Like sometimes I think people will be like, "Oh, I'll show them and they'll see the truth." It's like, no, they won't, because they are incapable of doing so. Galadriel, Despot of Antrim is his name. He's an Irish guy. Despot of Antrim. I'm going to type his name in here so you can all see his video. Credit where credit is due. This is what got me thinking about it and what we talked about with Sauron yesterday. Sauron is not a sociopath. Well, first of all, Sauron's a demon, so it's on an entirely different level. Despot of Antrim. Antrim, I love me some Ireland. I want to go back. Callous, unemotional traits. Yeah, they don't have emotions, and when they do have emotions, they're superficial. It's like they're putting on a mask. Lack of guilt. Absolutely. They'll do horrible things, and they won't be sorry. It's horrendous. And you will see that was people I would also call sociopaths. It's never their fault. It's always someone else's fault, even when it's plain as day. And when they when they do bad things, not only do they not feel bad, they get amused. It's like it's fun. They enjoy it. And on a certain level with some of these serial killer types, they they get a certain kind of pleasure out of it, if you know what I mean. And they can't stop. See, that goes along with the impulsivity, because sometimes you'll be like, "Why can't you just knock it off?" They can't. That's part of their thing. Sauron seemed like a nice guy. Well, yeah, that's the thing, is the fact that Sauron came across as the good guy. That's why we were talking about hot Sauron the other day. See, they were called, oh, I can't read that word. Excretors. I'm not entirely sure what that is. Lack of empathy. That's the other thing. Lack of empathy. Like, they will see someone in pain, and they won't feel anything for them. They'll even maybe be amused by someone's pain. It's really creepy. It's really creepy. And the thing about psychopaths, for example, serial killers, you you'll see that their victims would beg. And when the serial killers would talk about it, they were almost like they're excited about it. They're like, "Oh, yeah, she begged and begged, talked about her mother, or, all sorts of things, and yeah, and I just still went ahead and killed her, and it was fun, and then I proceeded to do this." One of the creepiest things you'll ever see is when the BTK killer did that, when he described his how he killed. And he was so straightforward, and he didn't care at all about what he was causing to his victims. Zombie Box Review says, "What's terrifying is that psychopaths can function in modern society. Not all psychopaths are serial killers. It's not that common." True. Yes. And that's why I'm sometimes, and I'm saying the difference between that is that you can meet a psychopath that maybe is not necessarily a serial killer, but you see these individuals that just enjoy somebody else's pain. So these are just some of the characteristics of a psychopath. The way these mid-afternoon musings, etc., work is I talk about these, and then when we run out of I run out of my coffee rather than the stream is over, but these are also open chat. So if there's anything that anyone would like to add or anything else you would like to muse about, it is always open. Bush McFadden said, "Sociopaths have no regard for human life. People are things to them." Yep. I've worked for sociopaths before. Gosh, they're creepy. Zombie Box review says, "I bet some of the best surgeons in the world are psychopaths because they can remain cool under pressure. Most psychopaths have illustrious careers, bankers, CEOs, politicians, etc." Wow. That's an interesting thought. You're right that many of these traits you have to have because you're under such pressure. I will say that in my career, there have been times, yeah, where really horrible things are happening and you have to remain cool. I don't think I'm a sociopath though, or a psychopath, but yeah, it's about power and control. Yeah, that's fascinating. That's fascinating. I think there's two sides of the same coin, but of course, you have to add in things like antisocial behavior, narcissism, superficial charm, impulsivity. Yeah, you don't want to have a surgeon who is impulsive. No, thank you. If the person that's going to be cutting me open, please, please, please don't. That's bad. Oh my. Let's see. Yeah. Bush McFadden said psychopaths are prone to violent outbursts. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want him to lose his crap while he's got a scalpel in you. The lines have been blurred over the years. Indeed. And that's why again, if you go to sociopath, it sounds very similar. Narcissist. They've even started to theorize that social media has created a whole generation of sociopaths. Whole generation of sociopaths because of the the very nature of social media is me, 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 me. I say this as I'm sitting here on social media. The the way I've heard it phrased before is it used to be that if you read someone else's diary, you were a horrible person. I don't know if any of you are old enough to have those old diaries. We even had a lock and key on it. And nowadays, your diary is public for everyone to read. Instead of keeping it locked up in secret, you're broadcasting it to the world. Zombie Box Review says some sociopaths can care about someone, but it's more like a fondness for a pet than actual love. Yeah. Yeah, good point. I don't know what it says about my love for my pet. But I think I know what you mean. Well, like for example, I treat my cat differently than I treat humans. I have to. First of all, she's a cat. I try not to think too much about it. I hope that she dies a nice natural death, but one of my cats is getting very old, and I'm aware that it may become necessary if she gets too debilitated and in too much pain that I will have her euthanized. You do that to a cat, you don't do that to a human. Well, some people are trying, but that's a whole other thing. Shane Nolan says Miss Martin Muse has a good scene in the movie Malice. Alec Baldwin as a surgeon, Godpump plays psychopath. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I've heard about that. Yes. Is that Alec Baldwin or Alex Baldwin? Are you talking about was that the shoot the cinematographer Alec Baldwin? Or was speaking of a psycho narcissist sociopath, he killed somebody. He killed somebody and he was upset about what it did to him. Oh my gosh. Oh, hello everyone coming in. Hello everyone coming in. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And please let me know if my sound is off. If my sound is off, if there, I'm trying to get rid of this crackling. Bush McFadden says, I love my puppy, but I'm not in love with my puppy. I'm in Texas, not Vermont. Oh boy. Yes, him, Alec. Oh my gosh. Well, then he was perfectly cast. They weren't. Zombie Vox Review says they were. There was a documentary about a psychopath who grieved for his dog, but not for his wife. That's interesting. Yeah. Bush McFadden says Alec Baldwin could be a psychopath. He has a lot of the traits. Yeah, he's. Is it true that he's actually now trying to sue the crew for what happened on the accident? I thought I heard something like that. Again, it's everyone else's fault, not his. Here's the deal. Anyone that knows anything about guns, including guns on set, etc., you always assume a gun is loaded. Always. You never point a gun at somebody unless you're planning to shoot them. Even prop guns, you don't have the scene where you are pointing it at a human being. There's been enough accidents. So he was responsible. He should have checked his gun. I'm not much of a gun person. Actually, I think I've held a gun 3 times in my life, and each time I'm like, "Yeah." But yes, you know that you point it down, your fingers off the trigger, and you always assume it's loaded. Even if someone says it's not loaded, you check. Oh, Mr. Brown Lion says, "You sound beautiful." Well, thank you. I am so upset about the crackling yesterday because I think that was a really good stream and I don't but no one said anything. No one said anything. So please let me know if that happens so that cuz I want you all to have a pleasant experience when you're listening to these things. Boosh, I heard that too, Miss Smart Muses, but never followed up on it. Yes, I haven't either. Members of the crew tweeted out that he was ranting and raving on set, waving the gun around. The tweets were taken down. Yeah, makes sense. Makes absolute sense. Oh, yeah. It's just 101. It's safety 101. Some people have theorized that this is part of the problem with Hollywood because a lot of them always rail and rant against guns, so they don't know about guns. They don't respect them, and then you have something like this happen. I think a good example is Keanu Reeves. When you see him with a gun, how he handles it. There's also that famous scene with Will Smith. Crackling usually dodgy USB lead. Oh, okay. Well, then whatever I have right now, it's not being dodgy. Zombie Box Review says, put it this way. When you throw a piece of tissue in the bin after blowing your nose, do you think about the piece of paper throughout the day? No, of course not. That's how this psycho thinks. Ryan has to go. Prepare reality based. Have a great day. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for popping by. And everyone, please tune in to his reality based. If one of my mods could put a link to Roger's channel, Ryan Rogers. Bush says, as a psychopath DBR, they do not understand human emotion and lack empathy. Shane Nolan says, guns are like the sea, dangerous if you're not careful. Absolutely. Oh, well, you would know this, Shane. In Ireland, I remember in elementary school, some of the safety things we were taught included how you cross the street, all those things, how you ride your bike safely, and how to behave around cliffs and the ocean, because in Ireland it can be incredibly dangerous. There might be erosion under the cliffs, or you could even be like on the edge of one, but like there's certain gusts of wind, so that there's certain ways that you need to be safe and respect it. And the same thing with the water over there. First of all, the water is very cold, but the undertows, it's incredibly dangerous. Was it Inch Beach? I think is one that was particularly dangerous. Zombie Box Review says that's how they see other people. They use them to discard them when they are no longer useful. Yes. Yep. Shane says exactly. Yes, we did. And I still have it. You got to respect the ocean, especially in Ireland. And when I was in Iceland, gosh, you want to talk about danger. The tour guide that I was with, we were at a place that's known to have sneaker waves, and he told us all, don't go any further, just stay here. So me and my best friend, we stayed there because the man who lived there told us so. But a whole bunch of people went up anyways, right by the ocean, and people drown there, and you're dead if you get caught in one of those in Iceland. And you talk about cold water. There was a rescue guy who told me he had 5 minutes, maybe, to survive something like that. Otherwise, you're dead, or you'll have a heart attack from how cold it is. Timon Flip says, another surprise musings. Hello, Miss Smart Muses. Why, hello there. Zombie Box Review says, this is a great stream, very engaging, makes you think. Well, thank you. And I decided to do this for several reasons. One, I was thinking about Psychopaths. Also, I wanted to make sure my sound was okay. I was so upset. And because I was also on another stream, and that just upsets me, because I want people to have a good experience with my voice, if you will, not hear crackling. Dan Blackwright, hello. For some reason, YouTube won't let me copy or paste anything in the app. Well, those bastards. Hello. Or I guess it's bastards is the correct way to say this. Hello, everyone. Hello. And also remember that these are open discussions. I usually like to, throw things out. But if there is anything else about which you would like to muse, please go ahead and throw it out. I can't get that link for you. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Maybe I can get it to, yeah. Ryan Roger, he brings in a lot of different people and does interviews. I was the first one for his reality based, where we talked about life as a creator. Although I'm something of a part-time creator, maybe. I love doing what I do with YouTube, but real life will always come first. And I've had a lot of real life lately. Bush McFadden says, EBR was not when I was in school, but that was about 15 years ago, and the lines have been blurred. Buffalo Bill was a psycho, prone to outbursts, had emotions, was creepy, but behaved normal. Yeah. Says the like button unless you're a psychopath. Yeah, so don't be a psychopath. Smash the like button. Smash the like button, please. Um, yeah, the Buffalo Bill character, even at the time, it was controversial. I remember that there was some protest against it because of the way it portrayed someone that wanted to be trans, but it just happened to be a serial killer that was that way. Obviously, not a normal person. Bush McFadden says Lecter was calm, cold, calculating, emotionless. He was awkward socially. Oh, hey, says Timon Flip. Well, hello there. Yes. Yeah, maybe I'll do a few more of these kind of things. But isn't it weird how this does fit the way that they did Galadriel? Going back to what I was saying yesterday, that Galadriel as the bad guy, the sociopath, and the demon is the good guy. And that is a good analogy for what they are doing with the rings of power. They are taking something that is beautiful and inverting it and dirtying it and all that. Remember when Bill kidnaps a girl he's play acting. Lecter doesn't do that. Good point. Yeah. Oh yeah, he was doing the, "Oh, I need some help on my hand," and stuff. Oh, Timon Flip says, "I treated you something about the US jersey." Oh, for the, World Cup. Yes, the World Cup's coming up, and stay tuned here at Miss Martin Muses on Thursday at 1 o'clock. We will be doing a, um, thing on the World Cup and World Cup for the rest of us, but I'm not part wait, what's going on? The American flag wait, anti-Amer wait, what's going on? No longer just red stripes, the United States redesigns its crest with oh my gosh. Well, I guess that's something we will talk about. You've got to be okay, good. Maybe this is I can say this, this will be a way I won't have to root for my country. I don't wanna root for the United States at the World Cup, and I've been informed that that makes me a bad American. Apparently, the rainbow they are changed our USA jersey from red, white, and blue to the rainbow color, which is r ridiculous. Did Ted Bundy use a similar tactic to lure his victims? I don't remember about him. I only heard a snippet. What's happening? Yeah. Okay. Apparently, according to Disclosed TV, no longer just red stripes, the United States redesigns its crest with rainbow colors ahead of the World Cup. Uh, well, here's the thing. You have to be neutral. You have to be neutral that way because you're representing the country. I I and they also might be stupid because well, maybe they'll get disqualified. I hope they do. But I just don't like it. I just don't like everything being virtue signaling. I suppose I'm just gonna have to support wait, it says the tweet is unavailable. Did they delete it? I can't find it. Oh, view. Okay. Did I mute someone? Disclose TV. Let me get my private conversations down. And let's look at this really quickly. Let me make sure it's all clear and not weird. Let's share this. Yeah, breaking news here. Breaking news. My gosh. Insane. Absolutely insane. Let me see. Share screen. Chrome tab. Twitter or Twitter. My messages are down. Okay, here we go. This apparently is the new crest for the US Cup. Timon Phipps says FIFA will disqualify any political display. Yes. Mr. Brown Alliance says they're making a point to Qatar. Yeah, because it is illegal, and I have said that they are hypocrites because they'll protest at home, but they won't protest where it's actually something that could harm them or disqualify them. So I guess I've got to give credit to them. I got to give them credit. Wait, did I say the wrong country? Wait, it says Qatar. It isn't Qatar? What's going on? I'm not entirely sure. Not everyone is gay, but they're all Americans. This is ridiculous. Yes, it isn't even Pride Month. It's dumb for sure. I want to get a more clarification on this because this can't be the case. My gosh, it's. Am I saying it wrong? Is that the problem? Do I suck? I I will admit it if I suck on that, but yeah, that's or suck where this is concerned rather. Well, there you have it. Wow. Well, we shall see. We shall see. I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen here. Yeah, I picked Bundy and Dahmer, but I remember the stuff about Gacy and Berkowitz and Kempler. There's a lot of really, really nutcase people out there. So we do not like psychopaths here at Miss Martin Muses. We do not endorse them or like them or anything about them. It's bad. It's bad to be a psychopath. Bad to be a sociopath. I see a lot of it though. I do see a lot of it. I don't know if it's more like people hypothesizing that the social media world is creating these people, or if it's just that's just the way it is. We just know more about them. All the people who are into true crime could be a possibility. So, I'm going to be wrapping up this party. We had some breaking news here. With breaking news, I'm almost done with my coffee. I have some Witcher 3 I need to be playing. That's something that's very important in a lady's life, and some other things I need to sort out. But I want to thank everyone who has popped in, and let me know in the comment section what you all think about any of this. About sociopaths and, of course, our poor Galadriel. Thanks, Tracy. Well, thank you, Shane. Thank you all for being here. I think there's some people. I sent some people to Rogers. I think it's going to be in an hour. Also, I think Tommy is live. Go over and say hi to him on my behalf. Support people, and I do appreciate you all being here. We had Boosh, Shane, Mr. Brown Alliance, Zombie Box Reviews. Who else? Timon Flip, Dan Blackroyd. We had Zax. If I'm forgetting anyone, it is not on purpose. I do appreciate all of you being here. Let's see. Great stream. Well, thank you, Zombie Box Reviews. I do appreciate the discussion. It's definitely informative. Oh, Keck, of course, Keck. Thank you very much for being here and being modding and all of that good stuff. So, as I wrap this up, I want to remind you all to have a great day. Have a great day, and be certain to not be a psychopath.